Alright guys, TouchCrab here again today, and I'm pretty gassed because there's been 3 new cities announced for the CDL next season: Seattle, Chicago and London. So great news for us guys over here in the UK. We actually might have something going on in the UK Call of Duty related this year. Not sure how it's going to go. I mean, they do talk about they're going to do home and away games, but they're not going to fly out teams from the States back over to the UK to play like a single league match before flying them home. No way that's going to happen, so it'll be interesting to see how it works, but I'm happy to see there probably will be something going on in the UK for Call of Duty next year. Was beginning to get a little bit worried. We'll have a look at a few tweets in a few minutes here. A lot of other rumours though, because this London spot being announced, it's been obviously in the works for a while. The Twitter account that they have has been around for a while, tweeting some really weird stuff that honestly looked like it was just like a bait account, just having a bit of fun. But as it turns out, seems like it's actually become a real account. They actually have, their marketing is still questionable, but we'll give them time on this front. And maybe some players, Skrapz, Wuskin, Dylan, for example, who have been heavily rumoured to be teaming together. Skrapz has been heavily implying that he may be playing for this London team, which would make a lot of sense, especially if it's been in the works for a while. We'll have a look through those tweets that imply that in just a few minutes here. First of all, like if you guys enjoy, subscribe if you are new as always. Thank you guys so much for the support over the last few days. If you're new to the channel, welcome. A lot of new subscribers recently. It's just been a great few weeks, so thanks a lot for that again. Let's go through some news then. So Parasite, so happy I'm gonna cry. Has he been signed to a team? Who knows? Possibly. Crim6, to follow on from yesterday's video, changed his @ to just @Crim6, so pretty damn clean. No OpTic gaming related stuff here anymore, so just confirming what we talked about in yesterday's video. If you haven't seen that, you can check it out, linked down below. Rasim Blast says the following: life's truly a blessing. Never thought I'd be in a position like this from gaming. From the bottom of my heart, thank you. So another player that's potentially been signed. Attached says the following, maybe a little bit of intel here. Twitter Q&A right now. Where are we teaming next year? You left me for the cool kids. You know, no idea what that means. Maybe he's just jumping on the bandwagon of the rumours that JCap's going to be playing with Dashi and TJ and Scump on that. Who was the other one on that team? Formal, of course, on the potential new LA OpTic team. That's the rumour. That's the rumour that, you know, JCap supposedly, according to Crim6 in that CSGO video, Counter-Strike Global Offensive, said that it could have been JCap, but you know, that sounds strange to me. Possible though, who knows? So moving onwards, we have this, and just to follow up, I will probably talk about this tomorrow in more depth. We did get a rumour as to what the Seattle team might be if it was announced, including Octane, Enable, and who was the other one? Slacked as well. 3 of those guys are on the team, and they've been pictured here by Cat playing in the same lobby. So, you know, who knows whether that's whether something's going on there, but maybe it implies it. I'll probably talk about that more tomorrow. Slasher tweets the following: looks like he may have indeed signed for a team. And a similar thing, well, not actually a similar thing, but a similar thing came out from Zuma, probably in a I think I have it somewhere here. Yeah, here we go. So Zuma said this. Since that though, he has deleted this tweet, but this is a very interesting video that I'll play for you guys. Probably about 15 seconds long. Of course, the question for a lot of people, especially FaZe fans who have been around the CoD scene a while, is whether FaZe Clan are going to get a spot in the league. And Zuma says that if they get a spot, and Trey chimes in and says this is 0, says I'm pretty sure it sounded like his voice anyway. They're probably teaming up in this lobby, but it's not quite good enough quality to see. Anyway, interestingly, they said that, you know, waiting 5 or 6 months to hear anything related to FaZe, and Zuma says that if that does indeed happen, then he won't be on the team, and we could see that pretty much if he has already signed and FaZe aren't getting anything going.
FaZe getting a spot. I don't know. I've been wondering the same thing for about 5 months now.
6.
And if they got a spot, I most likely won't be on it.
GodRx tweets this as well: contract, it's official. So if he's been signed to a team, that would be very nice. And just to touch on briefly the Modern Warfare beta, which is going on right now, I haven't even had the opportunity to hop on yet. I could have gone on yesterday, but I wasn't really feeling it. I was just shattered. And well, pretty interesting, right? I wonder your guys' first impressions, because the no minimap situation is basically what the entirety of Twitter's talking about. I haven't found a single person that likes not having a minimap so far. So this was Skrapz' opinion, and I thought this would lead in nicely to the discussion we're about to have related to all the franchises. So rapid fire content today. Call of Duty Esports League is officially coming to Chicago. NRG is owning this spot. Incredibly proud to represent the Windy City's very own team. So COD Chicago, that is a team. Another team Team Seattle. Canucks Sports and Entertainment, in partnership with We Are Enthusiast, announces they will be the home to a new Call of Duty team. Now, Canucks, or Canucks, however it's meant to be pronounced, Sports and Entertainment, is partnered or is owned by or something, or maybe owns, Luminosity Gaming. So LG are involved with Seattle. They will be playing a part in the management and the running and the picking up players and deciding how to run the organisation, whatever. They will play a part in that in Seattle, as rumoured. So even though it doesn't say Luminosity here, as far as I'm aware, that is the case. Here we go then, London. So this is the branding. Pretty interesting. But their hashtag is Mind the Gap. Those of you from the States who may not know, in the UK, when you're getting on a train, and of course London has a tube system, which is the oldest one in the world as far as I'm aware, and when you get on and off the tube trains, it's always, mind the gap between the train and the platform, because you don't want to fall down the hole between the train, because that wouldn't be very good, would it? So that's a pretty common thing, and apparently that's going to be their hashtag. Maybe they'll change it, but mind the gap, 3 syllables, run it up, 3 syllables, whatever. But maybe we can talk about that another day. Too much stuff to get through. They're owned by Rect Global, so esports infrastructure company dedicated to building the future of esports. So I guess I should give them a follow, considering they own the London spot. Call of Duty is coming to London. This is what we're looking at, and pretty damn cool stuff. So they also tweeted this. So Mind the Gap, I only brought this up just to mention the Twitter, and as I tweeted right here, if you guys want to follow me on Twitter, just thought I'd plug it. Why not? Links down in the description box below. I was starting to get worried this year would be dead. I was a little bit concerned. If we didn't get a London spot, what the hell is going to be going on in the UK this year for CoD? Usually we only get one event a year anyway, at the best of times. So, we'll have to see how it goes. Obviously, I'm pretty excited about the possibility of going back to a situation like we had at CDL London this year, because that was pure class. Fantastic weekend. If you guys are in the UK and get the opportunity to attend anything this year that might be CoD related, I would highly recommend it. I'll certainly be there. This is very interesting from Adam Fitch, the UK Esports Reporter of the Year. He talks about how franchising is a bit of a mess right now. Cloud9 owns the London spot in the Overwatch League. Now this ranked organisation owns it in the CDL. The organisations that own, Vancouver and now Seattle, and NRG owning San Francisco in the Overwatch League and Chicago in the CDL. So it's all switching up a little bit, which maybe was not really what Activision were looking for. I guess they were hoping that Cloud9 would come in and swoop in and buy the London spot in the CDL and also the Overwatch League, but I guess it is what it is, and it's probably not a big deal for the players. So here we go. Let's go through some of Skrapz' bait tweets that he's been doing. He tweeted this out yesterday. If this tweet gets 1k likes in 7 minutes, which it did, I'll announce where I signed with franchising. And then he says the following: just signed Wooski, so his brother Wooskin, his contract for him on his stream, apparently. Had to bring it in and hug it out real quick. Life's a blessing, people. Thank you to all the supporters. You guys are the MVPs. Also, I completed mine. No words. Differently blessed. And this is another tweet: signed $1 million contract today. Whether this actually means anything, because if he actually is being legit here with $1 million contract, this is just truly unbelievable cash. Because let's think about it here for a second. $1 million. Let's say he might have signed like a 4-year deal, possibly. I can't really think of him signing a deal longer than that, but even a 4-year deal, 250 grand a year, like, I mean, we're talking big money dollar for Matty Marshall and his brother. Then Skrapz tweeted this out when the London spot was announced earlier today. It's coming home. Oh my god. Follows it up with the following. Okay, this is his actual main Twitter. Let's get off of that in a second. He says this: can't believe I didn't wait this out. I've lost Ultimate Full. Now, this is, in my opinion, clearly bait, right? Because if like this London spot was completely out of the blue for him, I highly doubt it would be. In a video I did a few days ago, he did a tweet quoting the London Call of Duty Twitter account saying, is this fake? Is this a fake account? At the time it only had like 60 followers or something. So he was obviously aware that this London spot could be a thing, and there's no chance that Skrapz wouldn't be one of the first players that the people who own London Rect would have reached out to try and build a team around, right? So in my opinion, there's no way that Skrapz was in the dark as much as we were about the London spot existing, so I feel like this has just clearly got to be bait. And then he follows it up with, wow, we've absolutely caked it. And then they had us in the first half, not gonna lie. Now I don't really know what this is relating to. Maybe the first half of when they were announcing teams, London wasn't there, or maybe he means like his own tweets had him in the first half thinking that he was signed elsewhere. because it's pretty much confirmed, or at least heavily rumoured, that he's signed somewhere, and the rumour has it that he's signed with his brother Wiskin and also Dylan CoD. Now, given the fact that the London spot has been announced today, and he's saying, oh, you know, I wish I could have waited longer than I could have signed for London, right? To me, heavily implies that that's probably what's happened, and Skrapz, Wiskin and Dylan are going to be on the London team next year. That's speculation, that's nowhere near confirmed, but from what we've been seeing, a lot of people have been suggesting that this might be the case, so, you know, don't run away with it like it's gospel, but maybe keep it in the back of your mind and leave your thoughts on it down in the comment section below. A couple of other things to mention then. The other day when we were talking about this, we were like, okay, who do we fill out the rest of our European God squad with? And a lot of talk was around Zero, Jerd, Alex, these type of players, maybe even Rated, to be honest, putting in the team. Him and Skrapz, I think they get on now, but they did have their disagreements during, of course, the Black Ops 4 season. They had a bit of a falling out at times. And, you know, Rated, honestly, pretty damn good at the last boots on the ground game. Very solid assault rifle. He can be very good on the ground. Now, if he can get on again with a guy like Zero, a guy like Skrapz, and they can bring back some of that old Red Reserve magic, that might be a godlike team to look at. Of course, that is pretty heavy AR stacked. If you've got Wiskin in there, in addition to, you know, Rated and Zero, you'd be a pretty damn slow team. But, you know, they kind of worked like that relatively well in the World War II season, of course, and this game might be a slow game. Fast time to kill, it kind of leans in that direction. So maybe that's something to consider, but as I said, all speculation. Keep your eyes on this one going forward. Another treat from Skrapz then, who's not following, make sure you are. Every single one of the EU bros, make sure you follow. So if he's singling out a particular London Call of Duty account and just saying, you know, please follow it, guys, does that not imply that there might be something going on there? Maybe he's playing the ultimate 200, 300 IQ bait and is like outbaiting me by pretending that he was signing elsewhere and now saying, oh no, like I can't believe I've missed this opportunity, but he's actually signed elsewhere and he's just baiting everyone. Who knows really? So moving onwards, a few more things to talk through before we end this video related to the amount of teams that are yet to be announced. So there's a rumor going around that we might have even more teams to be announced, says Kroenke at CDL Intel. And Curtis Stocks, APOC, who's been around the COD scene for years. He was the uni lad, general manager, I believe, in the World War II season. He says, crazy that I'm hearing there could be another 7 franchise spots coming on board. Buckle up, it's last orders. So interesting here because there's rumours, at least Kroenke said that there's rumours of maybe 4 more spots, bringing it up to 16 teams, which would be pretty damn nice, right? Because right now there's 12 teams. We know that there's going to be 7 players on the team at least, 5 versus 5 with 2 substitutes at a minimum. So we're already looking at a fair amount of players in the league, and a 12-team league isn't tragic. But if we could get 16, now we're really talking. It'd be interesting if we had like 14 teams or 15 or 13 or something like that want to buy in. I don't, you know, I'm sure Activision wouldn't like a weird number of teams like that, if you see what I mean. Maybe that would be fine. Maybe we could have like 15 teams, no problem. But it just seems a bit weird, right? Especially if we're trying to figure out like a top 8, maybe go to playoffs. You don't want 15, you want 16, right? So I don't exactly know how they work that out behind the scenes. But yeah, APOC says that we might have another 7 spots coming on board. Houston was rumoured, of course. Hector, we don't know where he's involved as of yet. So maybe there's still something coming around the corner there. So yeah, keep your eyes on this one. And as Infinity says here, if it's true that 4 more CDL teams are being added to the league, it means great things for prospective amateur players. The player pool goes up from a minimum of 84 pros, so 12 teams times 7 players is 84, to 112. And that's a minimum, right? Because let's say there were 16 teams, minimum of 7 players, because you have to have 5 players and 2 substitutes. But then on top of that, you've probably got some teams who will bring in some more subs, right? And just try out speculative younger players, bring in like a Kleenex and Insight, some of the guys that showed up at Champs, and just be like, you know, we might as well give it a go. We've got money to burn, and we'll just pay them 50 grand a year, and we'll have them sit on our bench, and maybe at some point we'll bring them into the team if they start, you know, proving themselves to be pretty damn competent. So we'll have to see. Also, one thing that Spoon says here, which is very pertinent, which I should have mentioned during this video, was that 3 of their players from Heretics have been announced as restricted free agents. So I believe Lucky, Vortex, and one other, but definitely Lucky and Vortex have announced restricted free agents from Heretics, which it makes it difficult for me to believe that they're going to get a spot in Madrid. I guess maybe now we've got a London spot and a Paris spot. I don't know what they're thinking about having a third European team. Would be definitely preferred. It would be great to see. I hope we see it, but given the fact that some of their players are announcing restricted free agency, it doesn't bode too well, right? But of course, we'll leave that one up in the air. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Like if you did, subscribe if you're new as always. I would greatly appreciate it. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Thank you guys so much for watching as always, and I'll see you next time.